Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos, and today I got first look at Evil Eye, which is a very interesting archetype. I think it has its strengths. I'm very new to the deck, so I know throughout watching this, if you guys have more experience with the deck, you're probably gonna pick up a lot of my mistakes. But it's definitely strong. I mean, even not knowing what the optimal plays are, I was able to get quite a few wins. I also know that my boy Choppa200, shoutouts to him, he got king of games with this deck already. I'm assuming the build is pretty similar, if not exactly what he was using. I definitely copied the double cyclone from his build, which is a good way to deal with back row. Evil Eye does have a card that deals with back row in confrontation, but sometimes you see yourself getting kind of clogged and you really need to open up some spaces. A lot of times you want to get your Gorgonio in the graveyard, and then after you've searched with the field spell, if you destroy it, you get to add a monster from the graveyard. So Double Cyclone definitely has its utility in this deck, but the main thing you want to do, in my experience with it, is you want to loop Evil Eye Defeat. Evil Eye Defeat says if you control an Evil Eye monster, target one monster on the field, or up to two instead if Evil Eye Selene is in your spell and trap zone. Return them to the hand. You can only activate one Evil Eye Defeat per turn. So Evil Eye Selene is the ultra rare spell, which makes it to where the monster you equip cannot be destroyed by battle, cannot be destroyed by card effect, cannot be targeted, and it gains 500 attack every time the equipped monster activates its effect, or you activate the effect of an Evil Eye spell, right? Evil Eye spell or trap. Yeah, and then that boost is permanent, even if the card leaves the field. If it's in the graveyard, you can pay 1000 life, then banish one Evil Eye spell trap card from your graveyard, except itself, and then you set it directly from the graveyard onto your field. I only have 2 copies, but I think 2 is enough because Evil Eye of Gorgonio is actually kind of better. It has more utility in the deck. It becomes Evil Eye of Selene when it's face up on the field, but from the graveyard you are able to discard an Evil Eye card to search anything in the deck, and it truly is anything, because if you need to search for a monster, you can just search your field spell and then the field spell will search the monster for you. So this card is very, very good. What else does it do? While your life points are lower than your opponent's, the equipped monster gains attack equal to the difference. So if it's getting really late into the game and you've paid a bunch of times with Evil Eye of Selene, then you can really boost your monster's attack and try to finish him off. Other than that, I think that's it. We have one Evil Eye Repose. This card is really good, especially in the mirror match, because you're kind of at a standstill if they have, their monster with Evil Eye of Selene. You can't target it with defeat, so you're gonna have to attack into it. You can't destroy it by battle. The Evil Eye Repose is going to banish it after damage calculation, which is really good. And also, upon activation, you can banish an Evil Eye card to draw 1. That's also super clutch in a lot of situations. A lot of times I like to search Repose with Gorgonio, and then I have to discard a card with Gorgonio to put in the grave, so then I just banish that card to get an extra draw. And then if this card in your spell and trap card zone is destroyed by a card effect, you can target up to 3 of your banished Evil Eye cards, return them to the graveyard. So again, Double Cyclone, if you destroy your card, you're going to get that effect and put all those resources back into the graveyard. The field spell, like I said, it searches a monster, and also during damage calculation, if you whatever damage you're going to take, you can make your opponent take that same damage. So you can actually draw off of the field spell if your opponent has low enough life. But I think that effect, let me make sure. If your Evil Eye monster is attacked while Evil Eye of Selene is in your spell and traps. Yeah, so you need your Evil Eye of Selene on the field in order to activate that effect. Now for the monsters. The loop that I was talking about with the Evil Eye Defeat is using Medusa, Watcher of the Evil Eye. So Medusa on normal summon will add an Evil Eye card from your graveyard. Yeah, so you can add a monster to, not itself, but... So what you want to do is, once you have an Evil Eye of Selene, most of the times what I do is I'll equip it to my Familiar of the Evil Eye, And then, you know, this monster is going to be protected. Cannot be targeted, cannot be destroyed by battle. And then I have my trap card, Evil Eye Defeat, and my Medusa, Watcher of the Evil Eye. So you'll flip up the trap, return a monster to interrupt your opponent's play, and also return your Medusa. The reason why you want to return your Medusa is so it doesn't get destroyed, but more importantly, during your turn, you can just summon it back and then grab the Evil Eye Defeat again, and then just do the same loop. You basically do that and you poke at your opponent, and then once you know you have enough for game, I guess, you can just activate the Evil Eye Defeat, return both two monsters from your opponent's side of the field, or just their monster, and then you know, attack for game. Other than that, if this thing has an Evil Eye of Selene equipped, you can banish a monster from your opponent's graveyard. But if you activate that effect during the next standby phase, you have to banish one card from your graveyard. If you don't have anything in your graveyard, then you don't banish anything, obviously, but you know, keep that in mind every time you banish your opponent's card. This is really good. I mean, against Shiranui, you know, obviously you want to banish that Spectral Sword and things like that. And the level 3, you can special summon this guy if you have your Watcher on the field. You special summon this in defense position, attack position, whatever you want to do. And then you can send any Evil Eye spell trap card from your deck to the graveyard. Most of the times you're going to be sending the Gorgonio, because like I said, Gorgonio can then be banished. You discard an Evil Eye, and then you get to search for anything in the deck. And that's it, right? That's all he does. Yeah, you can only special summon one using this effect. And that's it. We're using Life Point Boost Alpha because your life points dwindle so fast. And you really need that extra 1000. Extra deck, we don't go into it, it's just there for the flex. And let's go ahead and show you guys some gameplay. And like I said, I'm still very inexperienced with this deck, so you know, don't fully judge its potential in a negative light because it's my forehead using it. I need more experience with it, but you know, for the sake of giving you guys some content to watch, you guys get to look at my initial struggle. Oh, sorry, I was responding to a text message. So here I made, I don't even remember what play I did, but we're going up against Predaplants. Let's just say my play was Pog. I see that I search and whatnot. Alright, so he's gonna summon the Spino. Before he can activate the Clamps effect, I'm gonna go ahead and return both of them to the hand. I couldn't return my Medusa because that's what has the Evil Eye of Selene. That's probably a mistake on my part. I should have just equipped the Familiar, but like I said, it's a learning process. So we're gonna search with the field spell. Selene is gonna activate because I activated the field spell. We pick up another Medusa, so now we can loop the trap, and then as soon as he sees that I have the loop, he's gonna surrender there. And yeah, for decks that kind of only have one play going, you know, they're really gonna struggle. It's kind of like dual wield. Obviously, Six Samurais are not as popular anymore, but this feels less restrictive than dual wield because you don't, you know, you can control more than one monsters, but you're basically doing the same thing. Alright, we're gonna activate the field spell, search Familiar. Special summon the Familiar. We're gonna send Gorgonio to the graveyard. Banish the Gorgonio, send our second field spell to the graveyard. Activate Evil Eye of Selene on my Familiar. And now the Repose is gonna let me draw. Actually, I put it on Medusa. See, this is me not making the optimal play. Like I said, you want to protect this guy because you want to be able to loop the Medusa. But anyway, we're going up against Witchcrafters. We're really gonna need our trap, but at least our stuff can be targeted. Alright, end phase. We're gonna activate Medusa. Well, actually, my Medusa activated because I banished one of his cards, correct? Yeah, I banished one of those cards. And then Medusa activated, but there's nothing in the graveyard. But it's still a trigger effect, so my Evil Eye of Selene is gonna activate. Alright, we're gonna add the Evil Eye of Defeat. It's gonna go for Silent Magician. I'm gonna activate Medusa and banish the Witchcrafter so he doesn't get a draw. Use the Evil Eye, Defeat. He's gonna go for Unveiling and summon in defense position, which is good. But at this point, look how big my Medusa is from all these effects that keep getting active. And on top of that, we pick up a second Medusa, so we have our loop. And then my opponent is going to scoop. Alright, I'll try to pay more attention to the rest of the duels, because I know those first few I was definitely distracted. Alright, Tom, what do you got? Bro, how is this video already 11 minutes long? Monk S. Okay, life point boost. We got the mirror match, and here you're gonna see how good Repose is in the mirror match. So my opponent's gonna be able to set up his field first, and he has the setup you want. You have the Medusa with the Familiar. He's gonna search for Evil Eye of Selene. And I'm assuming he also has the trap card set. So after I search with my field spell, I'm gonna go ahead and pop it using the double cyclone. And he had Evil Eye Confrontation, so he's actually gonna banish my field spell, but I'm glad I did this before I activated anything else. Familiar is going to send the Gorgonio, and we're gonna send the Medusa that we search. He immediately banishes my Medusa, which is unfortunate, because now I can't draw off of my Repose. But that's okay, we just need it so that we can banish his Medusa. There we go, we take care of his Evil Eye of Selene. And at this point, he kind of knows. I don't know if he doesn't run the Repose, but he probably doesn't have an out to that because, you know, he cannot target me and it cannot be destroyed by battle. Then we have Antonio. I always try to squeeze in a mirror match so you guys can see kind of what that's going to look like. Because again, if one deck gets too popular, then you kind of have to set yourself up for the mirror match if you're going to be playing the same deck. Alright, Antonio, what do you got for me? He's going to set a monster, set a card. We're going to double cyclone here. And this is good because this gets my Gorgonio in the graveyard, so I can go ahead and search my field spell. And the reason why I discarded my other Gorgonio instead of discarding Medusa is because when I summon Medusa, I can just add this back. If I discarded Medusa, I can't add the Medusa back. Alright, so we're gonna get our Familiar. Medusa activates, gets my Gorgonio back. Special summon. We're gonna send another Gorgonio. We can't activate it this turn, but we're set up for the next one. Alright, and we just equipped it on the Medusa this time around. Alright, we're gonna send Evil Eye of Selene. Search by sending our Medusa. And we're just thinning the deck here with Familiar. Now that I have Evil Eye of Selene, now I want to equip that to my Basilius. Now that I have my trap. He's gonna Canadia, but it doesn't matter. My monster does not have to be face up. And now we got this loop. Activate the field spell, search for Familiar. But more importantly, normal summon Medusa. Get my trap back. I'm gonna go ahead and search for the Repose. Repose is gonna let me draw one by banishing. Okay. Yeah, so look how much we thin the deck, and we basically have our win con already set up, which is Evil Eye of Defeat. Look how strong my Familiar is. I give him Destiny Draw, I don't care. He goes for Sheer Noise Squire, that's cute. We're gonna go ahead and keep the loop going. He goes for Canadia the second time. It already didn't work, my guy. But yeah. Can't do anything with just one non-tuner on the field, so we get the scoop. Now this replay is it's peculiar. I don't know if I've shown this at all. First of all, we're going up against the president, apparently, and you know, sometimes you can't win them all. But if you can't win, the best thing you can do. Oh, are you kidding me? This replay is broken? Seriously? No, not this one, man. I set it up so good too. Please work. You know what? I'm gonna try deleting it and saving it again. See if that makes it to where it works. That's so booty. Konami, come on. Because if it's your last duel, or if it's within your last 10 duels, spoiler alert. As long as I can save it, I don't care that I spoiled it. But yeah, we drew. I was not able to win, but I wasn't gonna let him win either. Oh my god, it's still broken. That's... I wonder if it's broken because it was a draw. Please work. Don't make me end the video like this in disappointment. How am I supposed to clickbait now? Ah, that's so depressing. Why, Konami? Anyway, let me show you guys this deck. He even sent me a nice... So basically, I had my loop set up, but unfortunately, he had his Chaos Dragon Legionnaire. So that broke my board. I was at 1600... No, I was at 1200 life. He was at 600 life. And I had my Evil Eye of Selene equipped on Medusa with the field spell. So he had a Blackluster Soldier alongside Legionnaire, but BLS cannot target my monster because of Selene. And then he summoned something else. I can't remember what he summoned. It might have been Chaos Sorcerer, or he might have Synchroed. I don't know. I think there was a Michael involved. Either way, he couldn't out my monster, so all he could do was attack. I activated my field spell because I had the Evil Eye of Selene. We both took damage that put us at 0 life points, and we took the draw. I'm upset that that happened, man. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. I'm gonna keep playing this deck, probably on stream at some point, just so I can get better at it. Because I do think it's strong, and you're gonna see it on the ladder every now and then. And a good way to learn how to counter a deck is by playing it yourself. You look at your the weaknesses while you're playing it, and then you'll just have a better matchup going forward. But yeah, it's gonna be it. I think I already said anything, so till next time.